There is absolutely no doubt in my mind that Marvel Rivals is going to take the competitive scene by storm when it comes out. Look at this game, look at how great it looks. Now, I know you're immediately thinking, hey, it's just an Overwatch clone. And yes, it is. But it is a good Overwatch clone. It is a good game. Whereas Overwatch over the last 2, 3, 4 years has just become, well, we don't want to talk about it. Look at how great this looks. The characters feel authentic. Each one of their abilities really matches each superhero as you would imagine them in a Marvel movie or a comic book. You have team up abilities that are super awesome. It seems to be fairly well balanced, and it is just an absolute blast to play this game. And I know I already said that it feels good, but that is like the most important thing. When you're playing a competitive shooter like this, where you're depending on a team, you need it to run smoothly. You need everything to be crisp, and you need to be able to ascertain what is going on the battlefield. As you can see, there's a lot going on here, but I am not lost in the chaos because I already can identify most of these abilities, and I just started playing this game when it came out yesterday. That is great game design when I'm able to pick up the game, start playing it, and start understanding it right away. I feel like most people are going to feel this game is one of those, it takes a little bit to master, but there's a high skill ceiling. So anyone can pick up and play the game, anyone can pick it up and enjoy it, but if you want to really explore the depth of each character, the interactions between each other, how different heroes interact on different maps, how the team up bonuses work together, all those sort of things gives you a lot to work on if you want to go that deep, but if you just want to jump in and start shooting, you can do that also, which again is a great gameplay mechanic. I won't lie, the Overwatch comparisons are going to come rolling in because some of the characters just straight up use some of the abilities from Overwatch. You can see the Punisher next to me has a turret like Bastion. You'll see Star-Lord is basically Tracer mixed with Reaper. Like, his abilities are literally dash forward, shoot really fast, and then Reaper's ultimate. So, like, it's going to draw a lot of Overwatch comparisons, and that's just makes sense. One of the things I absolutely love is usually in games like this, I'm forced to play as either the tank or the support because everyone wants to play DPS, right? Everyone wants to deal damage. Well, the support and the tanks both do enough damage that you don't feel like you're not having fun playing those roles. Rocket is absolutely dangerous, and when I first saw that Rocket was a support, I was like, wait, why is Rocket a support, right? Like, he's clearly a damage dealer, but they made it work. He's got a nice little healing beam, he's got a resurrect and some armor abilities, but he can dish out the damage when you need to, and that's what a good support should be able to do. They should be able to support and heal the team, but also taking out enemies is the best form of support, right? The best defense is a good offense. The tanks do good damage, but I will say that is the one thing I've given them feedback on so far. And right, this is pre-alpha or early alpha, so there's a lot of tuning to happen. There's a lot of changes that'll happen. Any complaints that I have, I'm more than willing to give them time to work on because it's alpha. So we got to give them a break. But they were asking for feedback. And the one thing I would say that frustrated me was that a lot of the vanguards or tanks don't really feel like they have a toolkit to be good tanks. Bruce Banner Hulk, for example, operates kind of like Diva. He's got a small shield, and when he dies, he reverts back to Bruce Banner, and if you stay alive long enough, you can go back to Hulk. Groot can pop up a shield here or there, and so can Doctor Strange, but I don't feel like as a Vanguard, as a tank, I can fulfill the role of preventing damage from happening to my team. I might have like one shield, but I have no way of like forcing enemies back if they get to the back line and start hurting my healers. I have no way to deny people quick access to areas because so many people can fly, so many people can teleport, so many people have options to get around like Groot's barriers that it just doesn't really stop people. So I wish the tanks had a little bit more ability to tank, like with taunts or enough presence that you can't just walk past them and ignore them. Again, people can fly a lot in this game, so I see that being a potential issue. But we're obviously going to see more tanks coming, and as more tanks come, we're going to see more mechanics that might fall more in line with my preferred way of tanking. So far as I can tell, they're going to have monetization in the form of skins. You can see Spider-Punk is right next to me, and that Spider-Punk skin looks amazing. Rocket has a great cowboy skin that I want. And as long as they stick to just the usual, hey, we're selling cosmetics, it's just skins, it's just sprays, it's just taunts, whatever, I have no problem with that. In fact, I want them to put more voice lines in the game because the voice lines are amazing. I'm fairly certain they got some of the actors who played the characters from the movies to show up to do the voice acting. So if they want to put more voice lines in, that is awesome. One of the mechanics that really scared me, but I absolutely love it, is the team up abilities. Certain characters just have interactions with other characters because that's how those characters are. For example, I'm playing Rocket Raccoon. Obviously, if he's teamed up with Groot, they have special interactions because they have those team ups from all the different comics and movies and all those sorts of things. I thought this would lead to like really bad meta where like, oh, I have to play as Rocket and Groot. I don't get a choice in who I play as because these abilities are too powerful. I don't see them as that powerful, but they are powerful enough that they make a difference in the game. So it does give you pause to think, okay, do I want to try a different character? Do I want these team up abilities? Or does having a different character bringing their abilities to the match matter more? So it's not super overpowered where it's going to be, okay, I have to do this, but it does give you thought. And it's really cool. It's really cool to see your favorite characters team up just like they would in a movie or a comic book. That is a great gameplay decision. It looks wonderful, it feels good, and it's an absolute blast. And honestly, I'm shocked with how much praise I'm giving this game because in 2024, we all know that game releases tend to be buggy or broken or missing content or abandoned. There are so many problems with games that are coming out in the last few years that I expected this to be a buggy, laggy mess or to have, bad microtransactions. It doesn't really have anything for me to complain about yet. In fact, the majority of the complaints I see are from people who just didn't get into the alpha and they wanted to be a part of it. And with Blizzard doing all the bad thing Blizzard's doing and people getting tired of Blizzard and all the problems with Overwatch and Overwatch 2, this was something that we really needed, and I feel like this is really, really going to feel like home to all the people who don't want to play Overwatch anymore and want something with a little bit different flavor, a little bit different twist, but is just as sharp and fun and good. Now, here's the bad news. How do you get your hands on this game? Well, like I said, I got selected to go into a pre-access alpha, and that is only a limited time, so I'll be making a little bit of content with what little time I have in the game. It's not slated to release until 2025, so it's still a little ways out. I don't know if they're going to do like an early access beta or like if you pre-order the game you can play early in. I'm sure there'll be some way to access this game sooner because it feels like it's already there. I mean, it needs a couple more maps, obviously it needs a few more heroes, but the base mechanics are there and the base mechanics are good. So if you're wanting to play this game, unfortunately, you cannot right now unless you get lucky enough to get a code. I will have a code at some point to potentially give away, so stay tuned for that. Check out their website, of course, Marvel Rivals, for any news on anything else, such as early releases, pre-orders to betas, anything like that if you want to play. If you missed out on it, I am sorry. You are missing out on a ton of fun, but I will keep you up to date on this because, again, it is an absolute riot. And when this game comes out, it is going to dominate the competitive scene, no doubt.